Hey everybody, Jewel back with another cool video talking about composite sun in the 12th house today. Wrapping up this particular series. Yay! On to something else. So, composite chart, that is the chart of the midpoint positions between two different people's or more natal chart positions. So you take two natal charts, you find the midpoint positions between all the planets and the points, and you have one chart called the composite chart. And it shows you the larger relating between two people. So, the synastry chart, the chart, when you put two charts together or on top of each other and see how the planets relate to each other, it tells you a lot about attraction and compatibility and how two people relate on a day-to-day basis. But it is the composite chart that tells you really the destiny of the relationship, the larger picture. Because when two people come into a relationship, they bring their two separate personalities. So they have two separate sets of ingredients. They put them into a bowl called the relationship, and the composite chart shows you what they bake up together. What product do they make? What does it look like when they are in a relationship? So the composite chart is really the birth chart of the relationship itself. So when you make an appointment with me, I look at your synastry, I look at your natal charts, and I look at most of all the composite chart because it tells a great deal. So, the sun in the composite chart is how two people's egos mesh in a relationship. How two people's egos come together and where the main focus and drive and energy is in a relationship. Where a lot of the get up and go and the goals are. So, the 12th house, this is the house of the unconscious. The house originally ruled by Neptune and Pisces. It's the house of the other realm where things go to dissipate and die and go into the unknown. The house of the collective unconscious. Spirituality, deep things, things that are hidden from us. Not like the 8th house, things that we hide, things that are hidden from us are in the 12th house. So it's a very sensitive house. So, when we have the composite sun coming into the 12th house, this is a very unconscious position to have the most conscious planet. It is a very complex position and really shows a complex relationship. So, there's lots of psychological uncovering and discovering within the self when we have two people with this sun position. Because really a lot of the reason that they are together is to discover a lot of their own unconscious motivations and all that stuff. So, a lot of our characteristics that are repressed or not understood or denied can come out with each other when we have a composite sun 12th house position. It's kind of, it stimulates people to react in very irrational ways where they're very much coming from a place of psychological mystery, I'm trying to say, where a lot of their own motivations for why they're doing things in the relationship are not going to be apparent because they stimulate each other in such a way that they really tweak each other's self-conscious to where it wants to leak out. So you need to consider why we have come together when we have this particular sun position. Because there is a longing or a need, a psychological need that is really being fulfilled when we have two people with this composite sun position. So, what is it in your psychology, or in your deeper thinking, that needs expression by being with this other person? Because that is a lot of what comes to the surface when we have this composite sun position. These people are relating together in such a way where their unaccepted or unintegrated qualities are kind of leaking out in the relating between these two people in the context of this relationship. So you need to do a lot of self-examination when we have this composite position to really answer that question: what is it in my psychology that this relationship is serving? What is it showing me that I need to accept within myself? So it's a very complex place to have the composite sun. It is a good placement for a long distance romance, or a romance where somebody is not, a couple is not together all the time, because it is not a position where there is a lot of investment in the actual time spent together. It's more of a separative place to have the composite sun. And these people are very much pursuing different lives when we have a composite 12 house position. There's not a lot of goals or lifestyle in common when we have this. So what they're after in terms of achievement, lifestyle, is very different. And so they're drawn together by other things, generally by affection, love, because what they're really after is not on the same page. So that is one of the reasons why we see the separative quality to this relationship when we have the sun in this position. Because it's, when it comes to their everyday activities, they're just not in line. They're very much pursuing different lives. So oftentimes we see that there is something hidden about this relationship when we have the sun here. It's very, very common to see the composite sun and or Venus come into the 12th house in the composite charts between people who are having affairs. Very, very common position. It is really showing that there's a hidden element to the relationship. And if it is not a hidden element, it is a relationship where it is really not well understood by outsiders looking in. It can be one of those like, what is she doing with him? Or what does he get out of being with her? Those types of things. Or how can those two be together? They're so different. Or whatever it is. It's seen as, a very kind of an odd pairing. Or an exotic pairing when we have the composite 12th house sun here. So all in all, it is one of the more difficult places to have the composite sun, and it requires some analyzing and some a little bit of caution when we have the composite sun in the 12th house. So if you want to know more, book an appointment with me. I am your girl when it comes to telling you exactly what is up in your relationship or a potential relationship. And yes, I do private consultation all the time. You can find me on truthinAspectAstrology.com and on Facebook at Truth in Aspect Astrology. I have many, many references. I also specialize in asteroids and planetoids. And I will be back super, super soon with more super cool videos. Bye-bye.